Good morning, guys. As you guys saw by the title, my market for this Saturday is officially postponed. At the end of the last video, I was basically speaking about how it was going to be raining that day and I didn't know like how that was going to go. So it's kind of bittersweet because honestly, I don't want to be moving around in the rain and trying to sell things in the rain, especially since I have plushies. Like if they get wet, it's pretty much over because like you can't really dry them. And plus it was near like the river, so there was going to be like a lot of grass and stuff like that. And then the grass being wet, people drop things. So it's a good thing that it's postponed and then I can get a couple of extra things done. I'm about to make some little popping mushroom keychains. But at the same time, I was just excited to do my market this weekend and kind of get it over with. Also a bad thing just because I have my 3-day market less than a month from today. Like it's in like 20 something days. And if they move it too close to that event, it's on April 11th. So if they move it anytime past like the end of March, I'm probably not going to be able to do it because those two events are too close and I don't think I have enough stock for 4 days. The market was only $51, so $51.55 with like the tax and stuff. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make at least my booth fee back, but at the same time I don't want to like take all of my stuff out there and set everything up and have the tent and get help and stuff like that just to make like $200, because sometimes when they move events, the people that were coming kind of forget about it. Like they wanted to come on that weekend and like once you move it, it's like people don't really know. I think that the event is in a pretty walkable area, so people that are walking around will more than likely see us. But at the same time, I was just kind of excited to get it over with this Saturday. Yeah, it's kind of stressful a little bit, but at the end of the day, there's not much I can do and I'm kind of thankful because I don't really want to move around in the rain anyways. So just kind of got to move on. Like I said, right now I'm about to make some little popping mushrooms. This is a cable and canvas crochet pattern. I'm not sure if this is a free pattern off of Instagram or it's a paid pattern off of Etsy, so I'm not going to put it in the frame just in case you have to pay for it. But I'm going to make a few of these. It's only like 17 rounds per mushroom, and then of course I have to attach the keychain. I'm going to try to get like 5 or 6 of these done, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. Alright, so I just finished up using all of the red yarn that I have. This is all that I have left of my red, so obviously I can't make another one, but I was able to get 7 little popping mushrooms out of those 2 half skeins of yarn. I almost forgot that I had to put the actual keychain attachments onto these, but even though my other market just got postponed, I did just get an email that says that I was accepted into another market. It's the Crawfish Festival and it's in May, so I have a lot of markets lined up. I wrote them down somewhere if I can find my paper. Yes, I have a market, the Spring Break Festival, which is rescheduled. I don't have a date for that yet, but I do have the Foodies Fest. That's April 11th through 13th. That's the one that's coming up super quick. Then I also have the Overton Square Crawfish Festival, which is the one I was just accepted to. That's May 3rd. And then I have the Germantown Festival, which is in September. And then I have some markets that I want to do in November and December. So I'm going to reapply for those when they open. And I'm just so happy about the progress of the business. I did get like a few questions on my Instagram about like, do I do this full time? So I think that I want to do a video like just kind of talking about myself in the future. People might have like questions, so like if y'all have questions about anything, just like leave them down below. Even if it's not about me specifically, but just about like crocheting in general, I will be more than happy to answer those questions. Also, do any of y'all that watch my videos live in Tennessee? Like it would be nice to have like people that watch my videos that also live in Memphis. I think that would be really cool. I'm not sure if I want to do red keychains or white keychains because I did red on this one, but the reds are kind of like clashing a little bit. Not really sure. I think I'm gonna do white for this one. But yeah, the next few videos that I have coming up are super exciting. I'm gonna do like a remake of one of my first things that I've ever crocheted. I remember when I first started crocheting, I started crocheting scarves, headbands, stuff like that, like blankets, stuff like that. Mainly just scarves in general, just because they were super easy. Sometimes these keychains come out like this, and it's kind of annoying because now I can't even use this in general. And this is the last one. Now I have 7 more keychains to add to my pile. I might do some more of these in different colors like pink and blue and purple, which are like my common colors. So yeah, let's stack these up with the rest of the keychains and then let's see how many items we have total. Hello guys, a voice over here. It's a little bit later and I just kind of wanted to talk through the things that I have. Some of the things that I have for my market coming up are things that I always have. For example, these pickles, these mini turtles, and also my regular turtles. Those are things that I kind of have at every market. I don't think I tried any new items for my market in terms of like the smaller items that are like on the table. I do know that I tried some new bigger items, but I kind of tried to play it safe and do things that were quick. I know that these here were pretty quick, and this is also a new pattern that I tried, those little ducks. And then these octos, I actually bought these back. I had so many of these for so long and they never sold, and then out of nowhere they just started selling really well, so I made a couple of those. I always have these little dinosaurs at my markets and they always do well, as well as these little turtles. I've only bought these to like 2 or 3 markets, and every time they do really well. And they're also good for like crowd work, so people come up and they can take the shell off and play with these little things. If you're ever looking for patterns for a market, like if you're doing your first market, I would definitely recommend trying to find patterns that are interactive, like the fidget mushrooms. I know that they have like fidget carrots, where like there's a carrot and then there's like a bunny on the inside. There's so many different like fidget things that you can make, as well as like different things that you can take the backpack off, like those turtles. I definitely recommend doing some of those, or like these cheeky frogs where they have like little cheeks on the back. Anything that can interact with the crowd in a way, or if you have like a specific setup. I know that for these chicken nuggets, I'm going to put them inside of like little fast food containers. So I definitely recommend doing something like that for your markets, because it definitely draws in the crowd, because you might not be the only crocheter there, but if you have a different way of showing off your stuff, you can definitely stand out. Another way to stand out is by using a vending machine or some type of claw machine to get people to interact and stay longer at your booth. And the more noise and the more people that you have at your booth, the more people are going to come in. I know a couple times I've been at markets where there's been nobody at my booth, a little bit shy to come in because there's no one there. So the more people that are inside of your booth, the better. I also have some crowd favorites, just little bees and other little things that are small. These little axolotls are very small for little kids. I know that sometimes little kids come with like their allowance or whatever, and they just kind of want something small. They don't want anything huge, and they oftentimes don't really have like a lot of money like that. These big popping mushrooms are the same type of mushroom as those little keychains I showed earlier in the video, but these ones are just a lot bigger. Next, of course, we have our crowd favorites. I'm trying to low-key phase these out, these leggy frogs. I don't mind making them, but at a certain point, I'm just like over them. I also have these little bears. I'm not sure about this dark brown color. I do have some lighter brown that I might try to make a few more of. And then, of course, these are pretty new to my market. I think I only bought like one of these to my last market in September, but I'm bringing these back. I have 4 of these, 2 pink, 2 blue, and then I have a couple of these other keychains that are white and yellow. I'm trying to do like a big mix of different colors of keychains, because the more colors that you have in your booth, the better I find. I have my huge IKEA bag here with a bunch of new patterns that I'm bringing to markets. This big bunny pattern that has removable clothing. You can take the overalls off. You can also take the hat off. This is very fun for little kids, like if they want to play dress up with it, or just adults that want to have like an interactive type of plushie. This is very cute, and I made like 2 or 3 of these, but they've only had the t-shirt and the boots on. This corn is also interactive. You can take the corn husk off. I used to make those in a smaller size, but I found that I had some lime green and yellow, so I just went ahead and used that up and made that corn. Got a couple characters here. Of course, got the Ditto plushie, and of course this Pochita plushie. I got a couple of geese here. These geese are new to the market. I ended up using a bigger hook size for one, so one turned out way bigger than the other, but I had to do something because my hand was hurting with a small hook and that thick yarn. I got a birthday cake turtle here. These do pretty well at the markets. Every time I make one and I bring them, they do really well. Got a pom-pom here in here. This is a really small plushie, but it kind of took a while because of all of the pieces that you have to sew on, so that's $45. Every time I make these and bring them to the market, they sell, so I would definitely recommend trying that pattern out. Got an elephant plush here. This is super cute. I love making these in different colors, but I find that the gray ones and the blue ones do best. This dragon here, I'm strongly considering keeping the dragon, but I'm not sure. Like, if you guys don't see this at my table at the next market, then you know that I've kept it. So just keep an eye out for that. Next is this jumbo mallard pattern here. I made 3 of these for my last market and all 3 of them sold. I even had someone come back the next day after they put in an order the previous day and picked up one. Miffy plushie, this is pretty new. I think this is a YouTube pattern. I also have here this bunny with overalls pattern. It's kind of like a farmer. I know for sure that this is an oak and marlow pattern. This is pretty new. I'm not feeling the yarn texture. I think the yarn texture make it look a little bit kind of messy. Same thing with this bunny here. This is that loops and threads from Michaels that they recalled off the shelves, and I can definitely see why. I think that the texture of this yarn and also the color just kind of threw everything off. So these are just 20 bucks. I'm just trying to really get rid of those. Of course, I have my typical giraffe here. I love this giraffe pattern. It's super easy to make. You only make the body and then the head is the only thing that you sew on. I love that pattern. It's so simple and so easy. And then something new for Easter are these little Easter eggs. I don't really have a lot of these just because it was kind of hard to figure out the pattern when I first read it, but I might have to go back through and try it again. And then last but not least, I did a whole video on these, my Loaf Cat Army. I will never stop making these. I love them and they are a crowd favorite. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the things that I have for my next market. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow my Instagram at introvertcrossing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye guys.